plant clippings and turning them into new plants by potting them. So basically, in short, when you propagate, you take the clipping of another plant, you sit it in a jar of water for a few weeks or a few days, however long it takes, until it gains some roots. So when I clipped this basil plant from a community garden the other week, it didn't have any roots because I just snagged it off the plant. So after it's sitting for about a week in that water, it has now grown these beautiful white roots, and that's what we want. So my setup here is basically, let me see if I can show you guys. Yeah, I can. So I'm in my room because it's hot as hell outside, even though it's early morning. So I have a tarp laid down over my carpet. Also, I'm big on reducing, reusing, recycling. So this is a lid to an old storage bin that I no longer have in my possession. And so I got my potting mix, and it's long enough to actually lay down flat, but I have it standing up because I didn't want all the dirt dumping out when I was doing this. But basically, this is my setup. This is where I have my plants at on this little board here. I am currently sitting on a stool to do this to make it a little bit more comfortable for me. These 34-year-old knees are not the 24-year-old knees I had a decade ago. And usually I don't mind getting down on the ground, but I haven't done my yoga for today yet. And so I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it deep. But let me show you real quick. This is a little stool I think my mama got for Dollar Tree. You know, they ain't just $1 no more. It was like $5. But nonetheless, this is a great way to help support yourself if you need it while you're trying to garden, because sometimes that keeps us from being able to do what we need to do because of our physical incapabilities. Yes. So real quick, I'm gonna make this real quick. I am going to just fill this up. Now this has old dirt in it. I'm going to empty that into a different container so we can start off with some fresh dirt. And I'm going to plant one of these basil plants. I have a scooper that's going to help me get the dirt out. And so, and again, I'm over my tarp and I'm over this lid, so there's no dirt getting on my mama's carpet, so I won't get cussed out. So I fill that up about halfway. Now I'm going to make a small indentation with my finger, my index finger. Just make a little hole, stick this down in it. I'm actually add a little bit more dirt first. That looked like it was still kind of low for the length of the basil plant. So just add another layer. Alright, now I can, and then another way, so I have a little board here. I'm not sure what this was a part of, but this is another way to kind of make it gardening a little convenient for you, a little comfortable for you. So now I can just sit it on my lap and not worry about having to hold it in the air like I was just doing. So again, stick my finger in it. I'm going to pull off these leaves right here on the side, just because they're kind of going to get in the dirt, and by trimming your leaf just like you trim your hair for it to grow longer or grow better and thicker and fuller, it's the same for a lot of plants. So I trimmed these. Now I could sit these in water and let them root and then make me a little plant like I did with my spearmint. I had, let me show y'all, I'm all over the place with it. I had a spearmint plant that I took some clippings of like this, just clipped them off the piece of the plant, and I sat it in water for a few weeks, and they got roots, and I was able to repot them in this. So that's basically what I can do with the basil leaves you just saw me tear off of this plant. Or I could just go ahead and add them to my water. I like to infuse my water with herbs and fruits, so I'll put like some chopped mango, chopped strawberry, basil, mint, and just make me a nice little water concoction. Because let's be honest, sometimes we know water's good for us, but we don't like the taste, or the fact that it doesn't have a taste, or the type of water you drink matters too. So just infusing it with different herbs like the spearmint or the basil or some fruit can take your water a long way. So, alright, so I just took those two pieces off that I can sit in water and let propagate, or just use today in a recipe or in my water. But the rest of this is going to go in here. So I put my finger indentation in there. Yeah, that's much better. And then you just want to support the neck of the plant, the long part. You want to support that as you're filling it up. Alright, so I'm going to find my scooper. Hello, everybody out there. How y'all doing? I be neglecting YouTube. I be all on my Instagram and Facebook. I rarely go live on here. So I thank y'all for coming to this channel. If you're not subscribed, consider liking, subscribing, and sharing this video. I'm passionate about gardening and showing you guys how we can be self-sustainable or communally sustainable where we can grow food and feed ourselves and our neighbors. Yes, because it's possible. Hey, everybody. All right, all right. Let me show y'all that one more time. Just add another scoop. And then you just want to even it out. And there we have it. We took a clipping that we got from a basil plant in a community garden. We had it sitting in some water for a few weeks. This is a this is a monstera plant that doesn't get some roots quite yet. But we had it sitting in water for about 2 weeks. It got some roots. Then I was able to take it out, put it in a pot, and create me a whole new basil plant. So now, so I'm an entrepreneur. For those that don't know, I do a plethora of things. I'm a poet, event host. I have a crochet line, more of my creation. So I make crochet earrings and outfits. Did I say I was already a poet, event host? I did. I also cook plant-based foods. I'm a gardener, so sometimes I sell the produce that produces from my garden. So again, this is a great way, a little side hustle if you garden and plant things. And if you garden, even if you're not even that serious, sometimes you see that a garden can produce in abundance. And so maybe you have too much basil growing at one time. I know there was a point in time when I was growing too much basil and I didn't know enough recipes. I didn't use pesto. And so a lot of my stuff will go to the bad. And you can take produce and veggie scraps and turn it into compost, but why waste the time, energy, and effort it took for me to grow the plant just for it to turn back into soil when it could be used, right? So I will take clippings, make new pots, and now I can sell them for $10, $15. So that's a way, if you're into gardening, or even if you're not, you can get into it and make a little side stream of income. Yes, because it's always good to have more than one stream of income. Do I see a question? I love gardening. I have a hill dedicated to wildflowers. That's beautiful. I love that for you. Yes, gardening is life, child. All right, so we got 2 basil plants. That's what's up. Let me show you this monstera plant that I was on Instagram and Facebook earlier doing this. YouTube was my last stop. This is a monstera leaf plant. Now, while I have y'all here, let's see. So I got 2 more basil ones that I'm a plant in a second. But matter of fact, let me put them back in the jar real quick so I don't step on them. Let's see what these other monstera plants are hitting on. Let's see if they got any roots. Okay, there go one. So this is the root, leaning up against the side of it. So when I plant it, I'm gonna make sure, oh, gotta be, look like that root about to come loose. Let me stop touching it so hard. So I'm going to put it so that the root is kind of sideways. I gotta do more research. I gotta do more YouTubing and Googling to know about how they formulate, because one of them was, look, this one kind of growing all crazy. I got this off of a big plant that I bought my mother for like Mother's Day years ago, and the plant was just going crazy. So I was like, let me clip some clippings and propagate them. So sometimes you see the roots come out of different angles and stuff like that. So I'm not sure if there's a proper way that I should be planting it, like if it need to be on the side or whatever, but I'm gonna just try to make sure the root is kind of down so whatever grows, it don't be leaning up against the side like that. So okay, so we got one with a root there. Let's see if any more rooted. Ooh, this one got a root, and again, y'all, about 2-3 weeks, if that. It didn't take much. So now that's what, depending on how much I charge, $10 or $15, that's either $20 if I sell them 10 each, or it's $30 if I sell them 15 each, because I'm taking my time and energy. I know a lot of people feel a way about making money off free stuff in the earth, but it's out here. A lot of people are going to go to the store and buy these things, so why not me? So I already have these big pots that I probably got somewhere off the side of the road, and I bought the dirt, $11 bag of dirt. I fill these up, I pot them up, and now I got 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, $60 worth of plants. So all right, let's see, did the last one root? It doesn't look like this one rooted yet, so I'm going to put it back in this water. I'm going to change this water out because it's probably a week old itself, but at least we know we got 2 roots we can work with for this monstera plant. So let's go ahead and make us a new plant. Trying to get my pots apart. All right, there we go. All right, got my scooper, got my bag of potting soil right here. Now this container already had a little bit of potting soil in it, so I'm just going to mix up this new soil with this older soil. There are ways that you can amend soil, meaning you can add compost, you can add some type of fertilizer, cow manure. Just do your research because I'm not super well versed, but it's different amendments you can add to soil, perlite, vermiculite, just to aerate the soil and make it fresh again. You don't always, it's a myth that you have to always throw out your old potting soil. And if you're just one of those types of people that just want new fresh soil, you can still use the soil in your compost bins. If you don't know about composting, I'm going to tell you really, really quickly. Composting is nature's way of reducing, reusing, and recycling, okay? So anytime I'm in the kitchen, I do two things to compost. One, I do my own veggie broth. So I save my scraps from my potato peels, onions, garlic peels, the ends of zucchinis, peppers, any vegetables only for the broth. And I save those in a Ziploc, gallon-size Ziploc bag. And when that bag is full, I go ahead, or maybe 2 or 3 bags, just depending on how much stock or broth I want to make. When those bags are filled to the tilt in the freezer, I take them and put them in a big pot with some water, and I season it. I throw in some veggie bouillon cubes, or if you want to put chicken bouillon or beef bouillon cube, whatever you want, some type of, and then I just season it too. Whatever seasoning, salt, pepper, sea salt, black pepper, maybe some onion and garlic powder, maybe a little cayenne or paprika, whatever you want to do. Season that water, season the herbs, strain it out, and what you have left over and the liquid, you can jar it and use it for veggie broth. Leave it in the refrigerator or the freezer. Freezer will obviously keep longer. I'm not sure on the shelf life in the refrigerator, and for me it just doesn't even last that long. I'm using my veggie broth almost immediately in the next day or the same day for a recipe. So once that's done, those veggie scraps from that, I let them cool down, throw it into the compost bin. The second way that I compost is my other fruit and veggie scraps, or maybe I don't feel like creating a freezer bag for the veggie broth, or maybe I have enough full that I'm not about to start a new one. Whatever, I'm being lazy, I'm at somebody else's house, whatever. I'll take fruit and veggie scraps, no meat, no bones, but eggshells, cardboard, and fruit and veggie scraps. Sometimes I save them in a Ziploc bag as well and keep it in the refrigerator, and then I dump it weekly or daily, however much, whenever it's full. Take it outside, and I'll do another video on this, but I use storage bins. You could use those big buckets with the 2 handles on it that you can get at Dollar General. Stick holes in the bottom of it, and you just layer it. You layer it with those fruit and veggie scraps, dry leaves, dry glass clippings, cardboard, topsoil, old soil from old plants that you're repotting, and then eventually you just let it sit, and over time, about a few months, that thing will break down and decompose into soil, dirt that you can use again in your garden. So I love composting. What are some of your comments? Those plants remind me of those coffee things. I have no clue what you're talking about. I don't drink coffee, so I'm totally lost. Thanks for telling us this. We need to compost. Absolutely, you need to compost. Composting is the best thing out here. Okay, so I know I got a little long with it. I'm passionate about composting. So let's get our monstera leaf here. And again, I was telling people, do what you have to for comfort. I could be down here on my knees on this tarp, but I have not done my yoga for the day, and I am feeling a noticeable difference. So self-care and self-love is important. That's my body's reminder. But I'm sitting on a stool, and so because I'm doing that, I also have this board. So this will make it a little easier for me to do what I gotta do. But I'm just making a small indentation with my finger. I add the monstera leaf down as to the bottom as I can go. I'm supporting its neck, meaning I'm holding it up in the middle because I don't want to lean into the side when I put the dirt around it. Because again, I'm selling these, so presentation is everything. And I'm going to clean these off. I'm going to take them outside, hose them down, wipe them down, so that again they're presentable when I sell them. But hold the neck up, take my scoop of dirt, just make sure everything is even around it. Going to continue to keep doing that. Are any of y'all gardeners out there? YouTube? I gotta do better with coming to get to know y'all on this channel. And if you're not already liking and subscribe, please consider doing so and sharing this video with some other people that can learn a thing or two about gardening, or just even repotting their plants. Maybe you don't want to grow food, but maybe you have a bunch of house plants that are starting to get out of order and you don't know what to do with them. We need to compost, but I'm not waiting a month. Well, and that's the problem with people mentality. I'm not waiting a month. You ain't doing nothing else in a month. I mean, you're living your life, but in a month's time, you could have compost. So you're already going to be, so you're just going to, oh, let me not even take that comment personally. They said, we need the compost, but I'm not waiting a month. That's a silly mindset to me, because a month is going to pass either way. So you could still be composting and living your life and still buying your soul, still doing what you need to do. But, and sometimes it take longer than a month. So you're right. You won't be waiting a month. Sometimes you'll be waiting 2-3 months. But nonetheless, those months are going to pass regardless. So not doing it doesn't make sense either. You can still do it. And in a few months, you have this nice organic soil matter that you created from your own fruit and veggie scraps. And in the meantime, you can still purchase soil and do what you need to do. That's just me, though. I'm, like I said, I'm big on reducing, reusing, and recycling. So it's a little extra effort that doesn't feel like effort to me. Because when you get in the process of just doing something, that's just like how you do. Maybe your routine is waking up and smoking, or getting straight on your phone, or whatever. People have their routine. So for me, it's a routine to save my fruit and veggie scraps so that I can have compost. Because I'll wait the few months that are going to pass anyway. So look there, guys. Now we repotted another monstera plant. That's 2. Wow. Then we have a third one. I'll do one more on here with y'all, and then I'm going to get off. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Wow. Right. On it, leave. Stick it down in there. Oh, yes. These are going to be so beautiful. Okay, I've got 2 more scoops. This one bag alone, they were having a sale at Home Depot. This bag was like $14, like almost $15, and so far I've planted, repotted 3 of these big pots just for the monstera leaf, and I'm selling them $15 each. So that's what, $45 already. So I've made a return on my investment. Woo! Almost lost that one. Gotta be careful. Look at that. I'm just so proud. I'm just so grateful for nature. I love doing this. I really would do it for free, but we got bills to pay. So so that's pretty much the gist, guys, of taking some plants, taking clippings from a plant, sitting it in water, letting it get roots. Ain't none of these got roots. That's odd, because I just did 3 plants that I planted at the same time. Maybe they need more water. That's odd, because they looking good, but they ain't ready. Oh, I done broke this one, y'all. Lord have mercy. I gotta be gentle. You gotta be gentle. Lord, I done broke the plant in many ways. Yikes. Sorry, plant. Sorry about that. Let me show you this one. This beauty. Be gentle, because clearly. Do these have roots? I don't see roots on these, but I really, really want to plant them. Okay, I see some little baby roots. Okay, so the roots ain't super big, but they look like they're on there. I still might go ahead and repot these, to be honest. Or y'all think I should be patient? No, I see the little root. I'm going to pot them. I'm going to repot them and see how they hold up. But yeah, thank y'all for tuning in with me. I hope you learned something new, and I plan to come back and do some more lives real soon. I hope y'all have an amazing rest of y'all day. Peace and love.